Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today we're looking at some really interesting stuff you brought to the table. It's about Citius Oncology, CTOR,
Yes.
a specialty biopharmaceutical company.
Right.
And we really want to dig into what's going on with this company and with its stock.
Definitely a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, and cutting through all that noise and figuring out what the signal is. We have information on recent price movements, some technical analysis,
Yes.
an overview of the company, their key product, which is LYMPHIR,
Right.
financial health, red flags, strengths, market sentiment, how they're doing competitively,
Yeah.
future outlook, recent news developments.
Yeah, it's really the whole picture. I mean, if you're going to look at a company this is what you got to look at.
Yeah, it's a lot, but we're going to break it down for you.
We'll try and make sense of it all.
Okay, so let's jump right in with the recent stock price action. We've got different numbers here. Some sources say $1.1101. Others say around $1.02. And we have a pre-market price on March 31st, 2025 of $1.05. But the thing that really stands out is that this was up from 66.5 cents just a couple days before on March 28th. So that kind of movement definitely tells us there's some volatility there.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say there's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big swings.
And I think when you look at the percentage changes, that volatility becomes even more apparent. 1.53% increase in a single day, that's noteworthy, but that's against the backdrop of a 48.33% decline over the past month, and then really significant, almost 95% drop over the last year.
Wow.
So, these dramatic swings really tell us that there's a lot of sensitivity, I think, to news, to market perceptions around this company.
Yeah, you really have to wonder what's driving those kinds of swings.
Right.
We also have some metrics here on volatility, a beta of negative 0.71
Interesting.
and 16.10% volatility.
Sure.
So for somebody who's, trying to figure out the risk here, what do those numbers tell us?
So the negative beta is really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, negative 0.71. That suggests the stock actually tends to move kind of in the opposite direction of the overall market. So if the broader market is up, this stock might be slightly down, and vice versa.
Interesting.
That can be pretty unusual. And then the 16.10% volatility, that just kind of confirms what we saw on the price chart.
Yeah.
This is a stock that experiences pretty big ups and downs, which means potential for high gains, but also considerable risk of losses.
Okay, so with all that in mind about the stock, let's turn to the company itself. Citius Oncology. CTOR is a subsidiary of Citius Pharmaceuticals, and they're mainly focused on targeted cancer treatments.
Yeah.
And their big development is LMPHIR, which has actually received FDA approval for relapsed or refractory cutaneous T-cell lymphoma.
Yeah, CTCL.
That FDA approval seems like a major step
Yeah.
for a company like this.
It's a very significant achievement.
Right.
I mean, what FDA approval means is that LYMPHIR has been through rigorous testing. It's been deemed safe and effective for its intended use. And this allows Citius Oncology to actually market and sell the therapy.
Which means they can start making money.
Exactly, which is how they're going to start generating revenue.
Right.
And, it really enhances their standing within the medical community, the investment communities. It's a big deal.
Yeah, huge.
Although, of course, market sentiment can still be influenced by a lot of other factors, as we're seeing.
Right.
And, they're based in New York.
Okay, great. So let's dig a little deeper into LYMPHIR. That FDA approval really stands out, as you said.
Absolutely, a major development.
The information you brought also mentioned promising early results from a phase I trial where LYMPHIR was combined with pembrolizumab, which is also known as Keytruda. And they showed a 27% objective response rate and a 33% clinical benefit rate. So why is that combination approach so exciting?
I think, when you look at how cancer treatments are evolving, combining different types of therapies can be incredibly powerful. So LYMPHIR targets this thing called the IL-2 receptor, and pembrolizumab is an immune checkpoint inhibitor. And what that means is it helps the body's own immune system fight the cancer. The idea here is that LYMPHIR might be preparing the tumor environment, making it more vulnerable to attack when pembrolizumab is also introduced.
Interesting.
And so those initial response rates suggest that this combination could be more effective than just on PHIR alone.
Right.
And that definitely needs further investigation. And the fact that LYMPHIR has this specific target also distinguishes it from some other treatments out there.
Okay, so that makes sense. So it's like it's helping the immune system do its job better.
In a way, yeah, you could say that.
Now let's talk about their financial health. It looks like a bit of a mixed bag here. They reported a net loss of $6.7 million for the first fiscal quarter of 2025, or 9 cents per share. $1.3 million was spent on R&D and $3.3 million on general and administrative costs.
Yeah.
What do those numbers tell us about their financial situation?
I think those figures are pretty typical for a biotech company that's just hit this big milestone of regulatory approval
Right.
and is getting ready to commercialize a product. I mean, the net loss tells us that they're still investing heavily, especially in building up the infrastructure, setting up the processes they need to launch LYMPHIR successfully. The fact that G&A is higher than R&D in this quarter suggests they're really focused on commercialization.
Makes sense.
And it's important to remember that. They had an even bigger net loss of $21.1 million for the full year 2024. And that R&D and G&A have been increasing over that time period. So it shows consistent investment. So while their debt is low, these ongoing losses really highlight how important it is for them to launch LMPHIR successfully so that they can start generating revenue and hopefully not have to raise more capital.
So they're in that pre-revenue high investment stage.
Very much so.
But on the plus side, their debt-to-equity ratio is pretty low
Yeah.
at 9.2%.
Yeah.
And that sounds like responsible financial management.
Yeah, that's definitely an important point to consider. A low debt-to-equity ratio means they haven't been borrowing a ton of money to fund their operations, which is a more conservative approach. But as you mentioned, they don't have significant revenue yet. They're waiting for LYMPHIR to launch. So they're still relying on existing capital and maybe future funding to keep going and to grow. So this upcoming commercial launch is like a make or break moment for them financially.
It's a big one.
It really is.
Okay, let's look at what the technical analysis says, and it looks like it's raising some red flags. The stock price is currently trading below both its 50-day and 200-day moving averages. So for people who follow these indicators, how do they interpret that?
Well, generally speaking, when a stock price is consistently below both its short-term and long-term moving averages, that's seen as a downward trend or a bearish trend.
Okay.
It suggests the stock has been experiencing some sustained selling pressure, and it hasn't been able to recover yet.
And we don't have specific RSI values. But those big price drops we were talking about earlier might mean the stock is in oversold territory. So what does that mean?
So if the RSI is oversold, it could mean the price decline has been so rapid and so significant that the stock might be due for a bounce.
Okay.
Or at least a period of stabilization. But it's important to understand that a stock can stay oversold for a while, especially if the underlying reasons for the price decline are still there.
Right.
Like negative news or weak fundamentals.
Yeah.
So oversold RSI by itself doesn't necessarily mean you should buy.
Got it. So with all those technical signals in mind, it makes sense that the technical analysis recommends a hold. Just being cautious because of that price decline and the volatility.
It's definitely a volatile situation.
Okay, so let's try to get a handle on the strengths and the red flags here.
Okay.
Starting with the strengths, we've got the FDA approval of LYMPHIR,
Huge.
the unique mechanism of action, a strong intellectual property portfolio, and strategic partnerships.
Those are all really important.
Those are all good things.
They are. I mean, FDA approval is the key to unlocking revenue potential. The unique way it works could give them a competitive edge. Strong patent protection safeguards their innovation, and strategic alliances help them grow faster and expand their reach.
But then we have the red flags. Ongoing net losses, reliance on strategic investments for future growth, and of course that stock price volatility.
Yeah, I mean, these are definitely factors that investors need to think about carefully.
Yeah, so for someone who is looking at this stock, these are definitely things to consider.
Absolutely. I mean, the losses mean that they're still spending more than they're making.
Right.
And their ability to grow really depends on how well they commercialize LMPHIR and whether they can secure more funding or partnerships. And then the high volatility just underscores how risky this is. Yeah. This is not a stock for people who want stability and predictability.
So important to keep in mind. So looking at the future and market sentiment, it looks like there's some optimism out there about those clinical trials and the potential for LYMPHIR to be combined with other therapies.
Yeah, there's definitely some excitement around that.
And some analysts are even saying that the company could become profitable in the near future with high growth potential.
It's a pretty optimistic view.
It is. So what would need to happen for that to become reality?
So for that to happen, a few things need to go right. First, the launch of LYMPHIR in the first half of 2025 needs to go really smoothly. That means they need to have effective marketing, good sales strategies, they need to get insurance companies to cover it, and doctors need to start prescribing it. Second, those ongoing clinical trials with LYMPHIR in combination need to show positive data that can lead to more approvals and a bigger patient base.
Okay.
And those analyst projections are probably assuming that the company will be able to control costs and become profitable as LYMPHIR sales increase.
So there are a lot of pieces that need to fall into place.
Definitely a lot of moving parts.
And we also have to remember the risks. Changes in regulations. Challenges with selling LYMPHIR. The competition.
Yeah.
And the need for ongoing investment in R&D.
Those are all very real risks.
Yeah.
I mean, the pharmaceutical industry is always dealing with new regulations, and getting a new drug to market and making sure it sells well can be really tough.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of competition in the oncology space, so they need to keep innovating and investing in R&D to stay ahead.
Speaking of the competition, it looks like Citius Oncology is up against some big players like Incyte and Seattle Genetics. But their focus on CTCL and the way LYMPHIR works, targeting the IL-2 receptor, seems to give them an edge.
Right. They are in a competitive field, but they're specializing in CTCL. And LYMPHIR's unique way of working could give them a real advantage, especially if those combination therapies prove successful.
Okay, so to sum it all up, we've got a company that's achieved a big milestone with that FDA approval of LYMPHIR and has shown promising early results in combination studies.
Yeah, they've definitely had some wins.
But they're still losing money, and their stock is really volatile.
True, and I think this launch of LYMPHIR is going to be a really crucial period for them.
It's a big one.
Yeah, the information we've looked at suggests a lot of potential, but also some significant risks, and those need to be carefully considered.
And from the technical analysis perspective, it's a hold for now.
Yeah, it's definitely a situation that calls for caution.
Yeah.
I mean, the fundamental outlook is more complex.
Yeah.
There's possibility of long-term growth if they can commercialize LYMPHIR effectively, and if those combination therapies work out, but there are no guarantees.
No guarantees in the market.
Never.
It sounds like. For investors who are thinking about this company, it's really important to understand their own comfort level with risk and how long they're planning to invest.
Absolutely. I think that's key when you're evaluating a company like Citius Oncology, CTOR.
So we hope this has helped you make sense of all this information about this company.
There's a lot to consider.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So please subscribe, like, and comment with any further questions or insights you might have.
We always appreciate hearing from our listeners.
Yeah, thanks for tuning into Invest and Talk podcast.